Darryl, David.
Mr. Speaker, sir, the Road Traffic Amendment Bill is quite a broad one that covers various and diverse areas. I'd like to focus my speech primarily on power-assisted bicycles or PABs. In the past year, PABs have increased in number, especially many who use it as a form of transportation on our public roads. This was no doubt driven by the increase in demand for food delivery services, which in turn led to a rise in the ownership and usage of PABs as food delivery riders saw PABs as providing a quick, convenient, and fairly affordable method for them to fulfill their orders. With this increase in the number of PAB riders over the years, I believe it is now useful for us to review the road traffic bill and introduce amendments to better safeguard the well-being of PAB riders and also other commuters and users of the road. At present, as Minister of State Faisal mentioned, PAB riders are required to pass a theory test before they can ride on cycling paths. The amendments to the road traffic bill introduce the need for these riders to pass a similar test before they can ride on the road. This is a much welcome move, as casual observations would tell us that many PAB riders have been riding on the roads even before the introduction of such a mandatory qualifying test. We have seen over the years many fatal and near-fatal accidents involving PABs. Implementing a qualifying test that aims to inculcate road awareness, defensive riding, and road use safety would certainly help to alleviate the solution if PAB riders are now going to be more aware about riding and road use etiquette. Yet training PAB riders, Mr. Speaker, is only one part of the solution. With more PAB riders on the road, other vehicular road users must also be more aware and mindful of their presence and learn to co-share the road with them. Would there be plans to update the existing training curriculum of motorists to inculcate greater awareness in our road users, our present road users, our motorists, about the presence of this new group of road users, such as PAB riders and even regular cyclists who are also increasingly making their presence felt on the roads as well? On to my next point, Mr. Speaker, and this has been surfaced by many other members in the chamber. I believe that the official handbook for the PAB mandatory theory test that is available on the LTA website comes only in English. Given that not all PAB riders are comfortable in English and are internet savvy, would there be plans to translate the current English handbook into other languages such as Mandarin, Malay, Tamil perhaps, and also make the handbook accessible to PAB riders on offline as well? And if there are plans to translate the handbook into other languages, when would these handbooks be made available, either online and possibly offline as well, in the form of a physical handbook? Also, will the proposed test be as challenging as the motorist highway code test, which, although I haven't taken for quite a few years now, I understand does require some time and effort to study and prepare for? There are cases of people who actually fail to pass the highway code. And while these tests are currently going to be done online, would there be the option of written or even oral tests for those who might not be so comfortable with the digital testing option? Mr. Speaker, sir, I've observed PABs travelling on the roads that seem to be going at speeds similar to that of small motorcycles or scooters. Now, given that riders of these vehicles, motorcycles and scooters, need to pass practical tests before they are allowed on the road, does the government foresee users of road travelling PABs needing some sort of simplified or modified practical test or some basic practical training in terms of how they should manage their PAB on the road? Now, riding on the road and riding on cycling paths are two very different experiences. And if one of the aims of this bill is to ensure the safety of PAB riders, then perhaps PAB riders should be educated on how to ride on the road before actually being allowed on the road. And perhaps this education could take the form of some sort of a practical experience, as onerous as that may sound. A final point, Mr. Speaker, sir, that I would like to raise was previously highlighted when I spoke about the Active Mobility Amendment Bill last year, and that is while the implementation of a qualifying test will certainly enhance the riders' awareness of road safety, the challenge is ensuring that all PAB riders will go through this test. Now, how do the authorities intend to ensure that all riders are certified before they ride on the roads, and how would this enforcement be done? Mr. Speaker, sir, my clarifications notwithstanding, I'm in favour of any initiative that enhances the safety of all road users, and conclude my speech in firm support of the bill. Thank you.